Judy Garland is remembered as the bright-eyed Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, whose voice and charm captivated millions. Yet behind Hollywood's most beloved smile was a woman whose life was filled with exploitation, addiction, heartbreak, and relentless pressure. While many stories about Garland have become exaggerated over time, the documented truth is tragic enough. This is the story of how one of cinema's greatest stars paid an unimaginable price for fame.
Born Frances Ethel Gumm on 10th of June, 1922, Judy Garland began performing before she could even read. Her parents pushed her onto the stage at a very young age, and by 13 she had signed a contract with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer instead of enjoying a normal childhood. Judy spent her days rehearsing, filming, and trying to satisfy demanding studio executives. MGM executives frequently criticized her appearance, describing her as less glamorous than other actresses. They placed her on strict diets and expected her to work long hours, with very little rest, setting the stage for years of emotional and physical exhaustion. Unlike many of her glamorous co-stars, Judy was constantly told she needed to lose weight and change her appearance. The studio controlled nearly every aspect of her life, from what she ate to how she dressed. She survived on extremely restricted meals and was often encouraged to smoke cigarettes to suppress her appetite to maintain the youthful appearance of Dorothy. In The Wizard of Oz, she wore painful corsets that compressed her body. The relentless criticism damaged her self-esteem and left her believing she was never good enough. One of the darkest chapters of Judy Garland's life began with medication supplied by studio doctors to help her endure exhausting filming schedules. She was prescribed stimulant pills that kept her awake and energetic. At night, she received sleeping pills to force her body to rest. This cycle continued for years, creating a dependency that followed her throughout her life. Although prescription drug use was common in Hollywood during that era, Judy became one of its most tragic victims. What started as a studio practice eventually turned into a lifelong addiction that affected both her health and career. Filming The Wizard of Oz made Judy Garland an international star, but the experience was far from magical. She worked long hours under immense pressure. While trying to meet impossible expectations, every aspect of her performance was carefully controlled by the studio. Although the film became one of the greatest classics in cinema history, Judy later admitted that making it was emotionally and physically draining. The fame she earned came at the cost of her health and personal happiness. Behind the applause and standing ovations, Judy struggled with severe anxiety and depression. She constantly feared disappointing audiences and studio executives. The pressure to remain perfect, combined with years of addiction and public scrutiny, led to several emotional breakdowns. She was hospitalized multiple times and reportedly attempted suicide on several occasions. Despite these struggles, she continued performing because she felt responsible for supporting both her family and her career. Judy Garland searched for happiness through love, but her personal life was filled with disappointment. She married 5 times, including director Vincente Minnelli, with whom she had daughter Liza Minnelli. Many of her relationships were affected by her addiction, emotional struggles, and financial pressures. While some marriages began with hope, most ended in divorce and heartbreak. The instability in her personal life only deepened her emotional pain. Although Judy Garland earned millions during her career, yet she frequently found herself struggling financially. Poor financial management, expensive lifestyles, medical bills, and tax debts left her with serious money problems at various points in her life. She lost homes and was forced to continue working simply to pay her bills. Her financial troubles became another source of stress that added to her declining health. As her addiction worsened, Judy became increasingly unreliable. From the perspective of Hollywood studios, MGM eventually ended her contract after repeated absences caused by illness and emotional exhaustion. Many believed her career was over, yet she repeatedly proved them wrong. Her performance in A Star is Born earned widespread critical acclaim and reminded the world of her extraordinary talent. However, even her successful comebacks could not free her from the personal battles she faced every day. In her final years, Judy Garland continued touring and performing despite fragile health. She remained dependent on prescription medication and struggled with exhaustion, financial difficulties, and emotional stress. In March 1969, she married Nicky Deans, hoping for a fresh start. Sadly, on 22nd of June, 1969, Judy Garland died in London at just 47 years old. The official cause of death was an accidental overdose of barbiturates, and the coroner found no evidence that she intended to take her own life. Judy Garland's story is one of extraordinary talent, overshadowed by exploitation and relentless pressure. Her life exposed the darker side of Hollywood's golden age, where child performers often endured harsh working conditions, body shaming, and dangerous medical practices. Despite unimaginable hardships, Garland left behind a legacy of unforgettable performances, timeless music, and remarkable resilience. Today, she is remembered not only as the unforgettable Dorothy, but also as a symbol of the human cost of fame and the importance of protecting young performers in the entertainment industry.
Blink at me, I'd freeze 'em and they'd shrink at me. But now when fellas wink at me, I wink at them right back. I don't care.